Hello and welcome. So I've just done a complete live stream and it looks like that the powers to be, whatever it was, didn't have it working. So we're going to do take two. So welcome, and this is Neil Hambly and this is Data+Train, your social media Power BI YouTube extravaganza. We are doing stream number 21. This is the 21st live cover today. So let's get a couple of the screens up. So let's minimize that one and going to bring over this one here and just going to grab that one over. So this is going to be a lab that just going to explain in a moment that is part of Microsoft Learn around building reports in Power BI inside of this lab environment. So you don't even have to have Power BI installed locally. You can go and use this lab and it's going to be able to kind of take you through from nothing to building a multiple page report lab, Power BI report in the lab environment. So let me kind of find my cursor. So I'm going to close that down for a sec. We'll come back and look at that in a moment. Let's go back to our main screen here. So if you're familiar with the live streams that we've done before, we are covering a lot of the content that's inside of the, let's go get my hands pan mode. We're covering the DA-100, which is the Microsoft 4-day, should say there, Microsoft 4-day role-based Power BI Analytics certification. So it's replacing the previous product-based certification, the 7778 or the 2778 if you knew it as that one. Essentially, this role-based certification has kind of upserted the previous certification. That's been retired. I think end of January now, 2021, is when the 7778 finally retires. It was due to retire in July. They kind of extended it due to, obviously, COVID. But they still released the new version, the new exam, the new certification. That came out of beta at the beginning of July. So we have that now fully out of beta. You can go and take the course. And I've got a delivery of the DA-100 happening in October. I've got a special offer for the 10 remaining tickets for those seats that we have. So let me just go and show you that now for a second. So the DA-100, say, is that 4-day Microsoft official course. It's full day, so like 9:30 to 4:30 finish, and it's going to be in October the 19th to the 22nd, so 4 days. Be virtual online, so you can join from anywhere. But remember, it's being run in the British summertime or UK kind of GMT +1 time zone. So if you're in Australia, be aware that you're going to probably have some very evening, late nights, early mornings, whichever the time frame is. And if you're in the US, it's probably a little bit later or earlier in the day as well. So we will be recording them, and if you join the session, you will get access to those recordings once they're available after the delivery. The price. This is the amazing bit. Normally, if you go to like the main providers out there, you're paying around about £2,500 for this course. I think 2450, I think is the current price. I've seen a couple of them provided out. If you come into our delivery, and it's pretty much going to be the same as if you go to a virtual online delivery as well. We have 10 tickets at the moment, and they currently are at £447.50 each, which is essentially the 895, sorry, I should say, 895 with a 50% discount. But there's only 10 tickets. Once those 10 tickets have been gone, and they've been bought, no more. Next year, the price will be $12.95, which is still about 50% of the main providers. But we're doing a very special kind of get started deal for the first deliveries that we're doing around this. Okay, so be aware that you can sign up. You cannot transfer the ticket. You can get a refund up to 2 weeks before. So up to the essentially beginning of October, before the beginning of October, you'll be able to get refunds of your funds of your ticket purchase, and that ticket will go back in and be resumed. But once those tickets have been allocated and they're all gone, you will look at another year or next year for a low cost, or go to one of their providers and pay their costs. The lab environments I just kind of showcased is part of the kind of Microsoft Learn resources. And in there's a whole bunch of different learning paths. So here's the learning path that we have for this specific one we're looking at, which is to do the visual. So we got the prepare data, we're bringing that data in. We've got model the data, so build the relationships, do the transformations of the data, get it all shaped and ready. And then we need to tell our story. We need to get that data visualized onto the canvas with, relationships, interactivity. What are we trying to say? How are we going to put these visuals? What visuals are we going to use? So the whole kind of premise around the Microsoft Learn labs and modules here is to take you through those learning steps as you move forward. Very similar to what we're doing in the videos that we're building for this DA-100 certification series that we're doing. And we're covering it to a certain level. And that level essentially is about the 1-200 level, 1-150. If you need a bit more depth, the DA-100 goes into a little bit more detail for you. And if you want to go even further than that, I will be doing advanced Power BI courses towards the end of this year and probably into the beginning of next year when they're going to be released. And these are going to be people that already have the DA-100 certification and want to really kind of get to grips with kind of what Power BI can do. So get into that DAX, get into the M queries. How do we build this? How do we do source control? How do we do this as an enterprise level deployment? So we're going to go in more detail around those, but the next few months, August, September, October, November, we're kind of taking you through the fundamentals to get you through the DA-100 course. Let me kind of show you what we have there. So I've started to put a bit more detail into this kind of mind map. I've got a ton of resources that are currently inside of my kind of remarkable note taker, and I need to transcribe those onto this. I've also got a website that's currently being built. Once that's finished, I'm going to kind of align all the kind of resources. So this mind map will reference the videos that we're doing in YouTube. Also, those videos are going to be available on the website, along with other materials that we're going to bring into that delivery as well to help you understand. So there's other things like dashboard in the day, the DP-900, which I took on Wednesday, and the AI-900, which I took today. Those fundamental courses, we're going to be running a free delivery of each one, maximum 50 students online. I'll give you more details as I whip them out, but basically one is probably going to be sometime in September and one in October. And I think probably the DP-900 will be first because it's aligned more to the DA-100, so the course that we're kind of covering mostly. There's content in the DP-900, the Azure Data Fundamentals, around kind of Power BI and data assets and databases, etc. So it's going to be useful for you to maybe kind of look into that and maybe attend that specific free delivery as well. The AI-100 is more about kind of artificial intelligence, machine learning. So we've got some assets and some things that we can do in Power BI that relate to that as well. So we'll kind of do that maybe in October, potentially timeframe. And in November, I'm going to look to maybe do the AZ-900 or potentially the DP-300, which is a 3-day course. The DP-300 is a 3-day course, and it's the Azure SQL kind of database administrator course. So we're going to go through more details about that. But essentially, it's, again, a new course that's been released, and you can learn more about that. But that will be like the DA-100. That will be a paid-for course. But again, we're doing it really low cost. Get it out the door. Get you being able to access those kind of certification tracks without spending too much money. We know everyone's kind of vying for those dollars and pounds right now. Okay. A lot of what I'm doing is inside of those links below. And also, if you want to make sure you subscribe, get notified with the bell on when new videos come out. And if you like what you're seeing, give us a thumbs up. Put some comments into the section. Put comments into our videos. If you're watching this recording, you're more than welcome to put comments in there, and we will kind of hopefully respond fairly quickly on that as well. Over the next few months, I'm going to be spending a great deal of time kind of putting together a bunch of assets, figure out kind of where we can assist you in your training journey. So, we're kind of figuring out what all that's going to be. I've got some other instructors that I'm going to bring into the kind of workflow that we're doing here in order to kind of get their view and their input as well. And I've got also a couple of other things coming up, which one is a new partnership with Skill Me Up around their services, their offerings, and I'll be doing something recent, I think next week maybe, around getting something out there to showcase what we have available to them as well. Okay, so let's kind of go over to that lab. Let's swip over to, there we go. So I'm going to go into the lab very quickly. Let me go into the resources, Control Alt Delete to password and enter that. There we go. So what we're doing here, ignore that message there. You see that you've got a environment. Let me go and try and do this full screen. It's a little bit better. And if you go into their folder, so we're not going to go through the full contents, but kind of just make sure that you kind of see what kind of is a little bit around here. Is we go into the D drive here, and they've got the DA-100 folder. And in here, you can see there's a whole bunch of different labs that they're doing. Okay. So you have a good amount of resources here to come and play with. It's completely free. It's part of the Microsoft Learn. There'll be links in below to this specific kind of track that I'm showing you here as well. Go and check it out. Microsoft Learn have some awesome resources. They're free. This is kind of the first place you want to go to. And this is what we're helping showcase and clear kind of give you instructions on how to do things and also explain things as well. So as we go through, we'll walk through those. So just to recap, the lab that we have in front of us here is with full instructions. And eventually what you're going to be doing is building out something. Let me kind of just make this a little bit larger. There we go. Something like this report here. Okay, so you've got multiple visuals on that, and they're going to be interactive. You've got some filtering characteristics on here. You've got some formatting. You've got additional things like tooltips and stuff. So there's a whole bunch of fundamentals that you need to go through, as well as ingesting the data. You're going to be able to kind of go through and build that. And you know what? If you want to kind of do this lab again, come back and run it another time. So you don't have to do everything in one kind of hit. You can come in and do a bit of the lab, come back out, and then maybe come back in and do some more later on. But it takes you through all the instructions that you need. Kind of just move that out the way a little bit. All the instructions you need to do each of the steps. And as it goes through, you'll get more familiar with kind of the layout of the tool like Power BI Desktop. How to add new capabilities into that. How to go and format those resources. How to add things like DAX measures and why you'd want to go and do that. How to identify if you're showing things, missing values. I kind of do a lot of what they're showing here on a lot of my consulting engagements. So I've done some consulting this week. We have full-time clients that we do Power BI work for. So we're a data analytics consultancy, which means that we have MCTs, we have trainers, we have consultants, and we go out there and kind of do the day-to-day kind of Power BI deliveries and training for our clients. And we just love it. We're a Power BI consultant, kind of partner rather with Microsoft, and we just love kind of helping people understand Power BI and its capabilities. And it's fast, and it's getting better every month with the new releases, etc. So part of what we're doing in these videos and these kind of certification series is opening up that kind of toolbox and working out what tools we want to use, how do we use it, which is the best tool to use. Does data flows work better for us? Are we going to do something in different technologies like Azure Machine Learning, and how do I make use of those data services in there inside of Power BI? We're taking it from the early fundamental stages and we're going to build on that. So we'll kind of be adding more and more content as we go. So keep an eye out for those. Say, give us a thumbs up, smash that that like button if you want to, or just lightly tap it, whichever you feel like. And if you don't like something, The only thing I ask, if you want to down thumb it, if you want to downgrade it, tell me why. The one thing I have is people go, oh, don't like it, click. It's like, are you in a bad mood, or you just don't like it? If you don't like it, give me a reason why you don't like it. Give me a reason why I need to improve. I know I need to make a ton of improvements, and I'm fairly new to all of this, and kind of from the visibility, let's get the kind of this is my studio one way. This is the other view. So I'm in a very small little 7 foot square space, pretty much 6-7 foot square space. It's all crammed in, it's really hot, but I love kind of just putting this together so I can actually build all that content. Let's go come back to you. So the content that we're showing, and let's kind of cut that back over, is all about kind of showing you where the resources are, showing you what's available. You know, those dashboard in the day events that I've mentioned, we're going to be running those for free, like we did when we did them in person. We had up to 80 students before, and I had like 2 people. I'm going to be doing them as a 50 max student capacity for the DA-100 or any of the fundamentals, because it'd just be me, and I can't kind of drag my other team in because essentially they're on our projects. So I'm going to cap it at 50, but it's a free course. If you missed that one, there will be other deliveries we will do later on. And we're looking to probably do a free delivery, a 1-day free delivery sometime every single month going forward. So keep an eye out for the September one, and then the October, November, and we're going to give you details as the website gets kind of released and we kind of get more content up. Hopefully this will become a little bit more on point in terms of kind of how it's delivered. Hopefully the sound is nice. I'm trying to dial that in. It was a little bit loud before. Got a bit of feedback on kind of that. So I'm really trying to get it all kind of just working well. I'm trying to remember to look into the lens. It's kind of, I'm so used to looking at the screens and then kind of, oh, I've got, no, need to look into the lens. So, so if you are watching, thank you very much. If you have any comments, do put them in the chat window or put them in the comments. This is my second version of this today. I did the first one and I clicked the go live and I didn't check, and it looks like it came like that. It didn't go live. It's like, oh, I just did like 25 minutes and I didn't go live. So this is the number 2. If you're watching the recording, where were you? Oh, and by the way, tomorrow, my birthday, I will be live streaming 8:30 British summertime, GMT +1. Come and join me, bring a little tipple. We will have a little celebration. Straight after, I'm going out for drinks with friends. So I will be kind of doing a half an hour and then I'll be out the door. And I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. And if you have any questions, let me know. And we will see you very, very soon. Bye for now and keep safe.